Well, hello there, all you beautiful spirits, and welcome to another message from Sunshine for the Soul's Blue Ridge Tarot playlist. And we are looking at today, celebrating just for the fun of it, because the world is such a dark, kind of dreary place. I thought, why not have some fun for the month of October, get more into our inner child. Remember when we went trick-or-treating, how much fun it was to do that every year and plan out our costume. I still love to dress up for Halloween. It's one of my favorite things. So we're going to have some fun with these readings for all the zodiac signs, and the messages, you can intermingle them. Just because, you're an Aries sign doesn't mean that you won't find a message in Taurus. Go by the titling of what the message is and whether or not it may resonate with you. Now, we are using the Edgar Allan Poe Companion deck, which I introduced in the Aries Super Full Moon reading. If you haven't seen that, hop on over there and check that out. So I was very excited when I opened up this new deck. It's beautiful, and I really don't know a whole lot about Edgar Allan Poe. So as we're digging in here, we're kind of learning a little bit about who he was and what he was famous for, while getting the message out of the tarot cards for what it is maybe that we have some kind of fear in our life that we need to draw attention to or resolve. So we're just going to dig in and see what comes up, and I'm going to start off by pulling a classic horror oracle card. You guys, this is going to be really fun. Get yourself comfy, grab something to drink, whatever it is you do to relax, and let's have some fun for Friday the 13th. Dun dun dun. So here's a little bit of an introduction to Edgar Allan Poe. As I learn, you guys can learn with me if you don't already know this. So he was an American author, an editor, a writer, a poet, and a literary critic, and he hailed from Boston, Massachusetts. Now, he was born January 19, 1809. Now, that makes him a Capricorn sign. Just a little side note. Now, he died, or he transformed out of his physical body on October 7th of 1849, making him just 40 years old when he passed away. Now that's pretty young, but you have to think back to the time of when Edgar Allan Poe lived. It was right in the middle of the tuberculosis crisis. I mean, during the early parts of our country in the 1800s, your life expectancy, you got to be your 40s, you were an old man. So it doesn't really surprise me, but at the same time, that's still very young. He was a champion swimmer. He actually was a college dropout, and he published his first book at just 18 years old. He's best known, for his short stories and his poetry, particularly his tales of mystery and macabre. So macabre is that disturbing and horrifying involvement with just his depiction of death and injury. He saw the dark side, and instead of, being fearful of it, he kind of embraced the dark side, was able to be creative through it, which is very interesting. He is regarded as a central figure also of romanticism. So although he had this dark side, he was a hopeless romantic, and also he was into Gothic fiction. So I'm okay, what's not to like about this guy? Now, I know no rumors about him or anything to distort my opinion of him so far, so his death seems to be a little bit of a mystery, though. Most creative postmortems have suggested that Poe could have died from carbon monoxide poisoning, from spending too much time indoors, breathing in too much coal gas, but they did tests on his toenail clippings post-mortem, and the tests were inconclusive. But you think about their testing abilities in 1849, they weren't very good back then, were they? So there's been a mystery about how he actually passed away. Other possibilities include mercury poisoning, suicide, murder, cholera, rabies, syphilis, influenza, and a brain tumor. So, with all the mystery and the darkness surrounding his life, it's kind of funny how his death ended up being a mystery, falling right in line with everything about him. So one of his most popular writings is The Raven, poetic anthem, becoming popular at the time because nearly everyone had been touched by the tuberculosis epidemic in such a profound way. So he wrote Lenore, and he wrote The Raven during this time. And most people that were living in that period of time experienced paralyzing grief because there were so many deaths. Like, you could lose all your family members. So it was a really, really dark time for society, actually. So Poe is a literary master of, the dark romanticism, the macabre, and the grotesque. He embraced and used that energy of that darker side to be able to create. So through his pain, through seeing the suffering and the grief of that time, Poe created. Aside from exploring our shadow sides and shocking us with his contradictions, Poe believed that imagination could help connect us to the spirit world, says in the guidebook. Poe's stories and poems connect with and bring up what's blurred in the subconscious, or what we have called blind spots that we can see in our natal birth chart. So the choice, energy is fluid and ever changing. So as you listen to these fun messages for Friday the 13th, where we go a little bit on the dark side, take what resonates and leave the rest. Knowing that you have free will and every life choice is yours alone, no matter what the cards reveal, you have influence over what future experiences you would like to have. Remember that. The purpose of these divinatory tools like tarot is to clue you in on what may lie ahead, people, events, or energies that could remain the same. So it's one timeline that you're drawing attention to. It's one energy you're looking at, but energy is fluid, so anything could change. So when you listen to tarot, you just have to really listen to it for an open mind and not look at it about its outcomes, but look at the messages that you find in the tarot. And Poe recognized that and he utilized that. So I hope you enjoy this series, and we will see you over there, if you dare. Well, welcome Aries. We've got the last few weeks, we've been in your super full moon energies, and it's been a wild ride, holding true to its fiery nature. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the planet of outward activity. This fiery planet is masculine in action. So for you Aries, I'm doing a Raven spread. It's 5 cards. So in this 5-card spread, we're reminded that spirituality is the balance of the dark side of us, or our shadow side, and the light side, the yin and the yang. Let's see where we can overcome our fears and regain more of that balance between the dark and the light, the yin and the yang, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And we're going to see what tales of the tarot have to say by starting off pulling a classical horror oracle card for you by Ricardo Descenzo. So we're thanking our archangels, our spirit guides, and our ancestors for these messages. And Aries and all other signs listening, you have got the Egg. Now this card depicts the movie Alien, directed by Ridley Scott in 1979. It's not always clear that we're only at the beginning of a situation. The stranger the circumstance, the less able we are to predict the way it can evolve over time, with potentially shocking results. We can have gut-wrenching decisions that we have to make, may be forced upon us when we have limited means with which to respond. But this oracle card reminds us that any new encounter, no matter how awful, can prove to be a crucible that helps us recognize our inner strength. So when we're peering into the unknown or stepping out of our comfort zones, look at what lesson can be learned through this experience, regardless of the end result. Manage your expectations of any outcome by surrendering to the magic the universe brings. See your inner strength build as you step into the unknown. So this is our actions and our thoughts, be open-minded, be at a zero state, open to any and all possibilities, open to the magic of the universe. So in this 5-card Raven spread, the first card we are looking at is where you came from, or what is your foundation. And we have got for you, Aries, Queen of Cups. Now, this could be you are the Queen of Cups energy or have Queen of Cups energy around you. It is a divine feminine energy, not a gender. And as we look at Edgar Allan Poe's card, the Queen of Cups, this is Annabelle Lee stands in front of her tomb by the surrounding sea. Water and the oceans are associated with our deep emotions, and the tomb with the hidden psychological motivations, she stands in her feminine power. She gives some emotions freely, and she saves some of her emotions for her personal growth. So the Queen of Cups is very balanced. And this is the universe asking us to pay close attention to messages you receive right now through your dreams and your meditations. When you wake up, to grab a piece of paper or a journal and write down what it is that you remember about that dream or vision. So Aries, divine feminine energy here, a Queen of Cups, all about emotions. And that is your foundation. That's where you're coming from. So number 2 card is looking at your most recent past, the energies that were influencing that past. And here we have the 3 of Swords. In the past, there has been heartache. Pain you have felt in the past cuts deep and is like nothing you have felt before. You might be separated from a lover by long distance. You may not even have seen each other for a very long time. So Aries, this could be your past heartbreak or someone that is thinking about you, thinking of you as the Queen of Cups, or this is you in the Queen of Cups energy and you've had some heartbreak. But next we're going to look at the 3rd card position, and this is the next step that needs to be taken. And we have got, you guys, the King of Cups. So we've got a matched pair. This tale is one of love. Cups are about our emotions, and he is the ultimate boss, this King of Cups. He knows to use his personal power ethically. So the character having a history with this Queen of Cups may have experienced heartbreak. Now he has given the opportunity to kind of step into the King of Cups energy and become the boss man and take charge of his emotions, take charge of expressing his emotions about a Queen of Cups that he has felt some deep-rooted heartache and a loss. So number 4, this is where you are headed, and we've got the 8 of Wands. Now the 8 of Wands is fast energy. It's about communication. It's about taking action. It could mean about travel. So let's read in the guidebook, The Telltale Heart. The energy of the 8 of Wands comes in like a lion or a spontaneous guest. So the raven is well paired with this card. The narrator describes the raven's impromptu visit in the first stanza of this poem. When I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. This is rapping at my bedroom door. The intrusion isn't appreciated. He wants to keep his mind off his lost love, Lenore, whom he forgets by poring over many a quaint and curious volume of a forgotten lore. So he's reading old love messages, he's reading old emails, he's reading old pages or old letters. The narrator then hears tapping somewhat louder than before. He opens the door and whispers, "Lenore?" But he only hears an echo that sounds like Lenore. After believing that the pesky noises are simply visitors and the wind knocking and nothing more, a raven appears and says, "Nevermore." This drives the narrator mad, as Lenore truly is nevermore. In this image, 8 ravens swiftly fly towards the horizon at sunset, and the 8 candles burning on the windowsill represent the fire element which is associated with this suit of wands. This is saying that your next step, you've got places to go and goals to achieve. You want to move forward fast, this King of Cups. Anything you want to manifest is possible. Focus on what you want and take action. It's a good time for spontaneous travel. The positive energy you feel now will make you feel so good that you'll seize any chance to take this once-in-a-lifetime trip. Relocation is indicated and could occur quickly. Aries, the next step after coming out of this recent past of heartbreak with the Queen of Cups is the King of Cups wanting to take action, wanting to come forward. He's creative, he's emotionally mature, and he's balanced, and he is going to use his personal power ethically. And it seems to me like there is a wrong or a heartbreak that needs to be balanced back out, that needs to be corrected. And this King of Cups or this Queen of Cups, now this can go either way. This could be a King of Cups going towards a Queen of Cups or vice versa. So fit the roles as it resonates with you. So we're looking at, he's headed to communicate, he's headed to take action, and we're gonna look at the number 5 card position, which is the potential outcome of this Queen of Cups and this King of Cups that obviously went through something where they experienced heartbreak. There was a great loss. Now the 7 of Cups, when you look at it, this is the card or the energy that is showing us that if you maintain your direction that you're headed in, you can have this possible outcome. Now energy is fluid, it's constantly changing. So I look at this card and I see the Wizard of Oz as he flies off in the hot air balloon before Dorothy can get there and get in the balloon to take her home. She's then forced to find her own magic to get herself home to Kansas. So to maintain this direction that you're headed in, opportunities abound. And Aries, you're going to be called to make a choice. If you're the Queen of Cups, you're going to be called to make a choice about what the King of Cups has to communicate. Now, if you're the King of Cups, you're going to have to make a choice about going forward and expressing yourself to the Queen of Cups. And this may feel kind of overwhelmed, by the myriad of options coming your way. The 7 of Cups reminds us to be aware that some of these options may be illusions. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. So we can be more spiritually balanced by making decisions based on what you truly want and not what others expect of you. So we go back to the first card, the egg, right? The egg is saying that sometimes things aren't always clear. The circumstances can't be predicted over time. There may be potentially shocking results, gut-wrenching decisions that we're asked to make. But this is reminding us that as we make these decisions going forward, if we feel that a decision is daunting, making a decision through the ego mind would be like drafting a list of the pros and cons. But now as a spiritual energetic being, we're learning that emotions and our thoughts are energy. So we want to make decisions through our heart space where your intuition can be felt through the connection to your higher self. And the 7 of Cups, it's imperative that you hone in on your heart's desires and take action, or you could get stuck in a cycle of wishful thinking, zero action, and struggling to find your way home, just like Dorothy. So calculate a strategy, follow the steps of manifestation, and work towards communicating what it is you desire. If you'd like to check out my video about the super blue moon that we experienced on August 30th, I have steps in there on how to manifest and get past these blocked energies. So as a king takes action to communicate with a queen or reverse the roles, this blocked energy is going to be removed. This unfulfilled wish or this heartache or this loss, the universe is saying that we have nothing but choices. We are the co-creators of our universe, and with that responsibility, we have the choice to decide what it is we want to experience, whether or not we want to balance out a situation between this Queen of Cups and this King of Cups. The only way we can do that is by communicating. Now, Aries, if you guys enjoyed this message and it resonated with you, typing 1111, you claim this energy for yourself. Liking, sharing, and subscribing is also another way for you to exchange energy that helps this community grow. So if you want to hear more tales going through the month of October, this is my Friday the 13th series. I'm also in 2 weeks going to do a Halloween series, so make sure sure you subscribe if you want to see the new messages coming out with this exciting Edgar Allan Poe series. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to the tales told by the tarot. We'll see you at the next reading if you dare.